Hey everybody, welcome back to LDRS Creative. We are in studio tonight for some more crafting fun. Super excited about what we're going to be doing tonight. And I see that Maureen can't wait to see what we do tonight. And I thought to myself, boy, I can't wait to see what I do tonight too. Because I haven't practiced or really prepared anything again. So I've decided that I think I'm going to make this a challenge for myself weekly, because that's what it's turning out to be, where I kind of know what I'm going to work with, but I kind of don't really know what I'm going to do. So anyway, we're gonna see. It's kind of like what is that called? Like when they have all the baskets and they open up the basket, and what is that show with the food? Chopped. Yes, we're gonna see if I can get. Well, I guess because it's crafting, I'll get cut instead.
Or plastered.
Or plastered? No, that would involve champagne or wine or something if I were going to get plastered. And you don't want to see me like that, let alone crafting that. Anyway, hello to everybody who's coming in. It's so great to see so many friendly names coming in. And I'm guessing some new people too, because there's some names here that I don't recognize, so that's always fun too. So welcome if you are a newbie tonight. So welcome, who's coming in? We've got Connie Dunbar from West Virginia. Rita is right here in Michigan. Oh, Ethan is here. Hey, Mr. Grandson. I'm trying to remember what Ethan Hunt looks like. Do you remember, Alan, what Ethan Hunt looks like? It's been quite a long time since we've actually laid eyes on that young man.
He looks a lot like Tom Cruise.
He looks like Tom Cruise. Who else is here? Barbara Cohn is here, and Cindy Patty. Hello. Mary Kay from Lapeer, and Chris Bergen from Indiana. B. Van Herten Borsato from Wellesley, Ontario, Canada. Hello to Barbara from Bluffton, South Carolina. Oh, and I saw somebody was coming in from Long Island, New York, and I got to tell you, it's late for me. This is evening. This is when I'm tired, and I saw that you had a typo that said NU, and I actually thought to myself, oh my goodness, what state has an NU abbreviation? I'm like, Long Island's in New York, but there could be another Long Island in another state. Anyway, it threw me completely, made me think that there was something going on with me. Who else is coming in? Beverly Rude, is here. Sherry Hunt from sunny Arizona. Hello to Elsie from St. Catharines, Ontario. Sandy Kohlendorfer, welcome, girl. Hello to Francine from Montreal, and Shariba in Illinois, Nicole and Rosie and Tony. Yes, LOL, I fixed it. But you made me think there was something wrong with me. Hello to Kelly. Oh my goodness, from Brisbane, Australia. Very cool. Hello. That's a long way. We've wanted to go to Australia for years. We really need to do that. Who else is coming in? That's a long way, so thank you for joining us from so far away. Hello to Carla from Ohio, and Brenda watching from Kentucky. So many people coming in. Jay Haas is coming in from Ohio. Okay, we're going to get rolling. Oh, I see somebody. Oh, Sandy saying hi to Sandy Yee. Sandy, I didn't see your name go by. So hey, Sandy Yee, if you're here, you're also from Michigan. Yay. Okay, so we've got lots of fun stuff to do. I do want to issue a little reminder to everybody that we have a new collection that we're going to be releasing. It's actually already in stores. Because when we ship to stores, I even though we have a release date on our calendar, which is, by the way, the 22nd, this time next week, don't miss that, because it's really an awesome release. But when we send things, when we ship the orders to stores, I'm just like, you know what? Hey, if you've got, crafters that are, that want the product, don't hold it. So I don't make anybody adhere to that release date, but we adhere to the release date, and we try and get things into the stores even before the release date, because, we really want to support the retail stores. And so we kind of like to give them a little bit of a jump on, selling what's the stock that's in their stores. So please, you can already find this new. It's called our Good Cheer collection. There's a lot. I think there's 44 products in total, and they're in a lot of retail stores. We shipped them out, and so many of them may already have them online. Or on the shelves, in their store. So make sure you look for those. So anyway, release day is next Thursday, right here, 7 p.m. I'm going to take you through the entire collection, And we've got stuff in there for Halloween, for autumn. We do have Christmas, and we have winter, and we have like every day, like year round in there as well. Some gorgeous things, new products too, like new product lines that we've got going on. You're going to get to see all of our new packaging, which is absolutely stunning, by the way. We've gotten so much wonderful feedback from retail store owners that they love our new packaging, and it really stands out on the walls of their stores. So it's going to make it that much easier for you guys to find what you're looking for. So mark your calendar if you haven't already done so. So Jennifer Tremblay is saying, yes, if you're in Connecticut, don't forget about Papercraft Clubhouse. Absolutely. Gail Spressers is saying that she saw a few items online at Paper and I already. So absolutely, I mean, look to your retail stores first. That's who we want to support the most, okay? Because without, if we don't support them, they're going to go away. And we don't want them to go away. They're so important to the industry. Okay. Oh, and I do want to say for any, if you own a retail store and you're watching, please put your information up here. Don't worry. I mean, I want you to comment. I want you to put links to your websites, put, to our product on your websites. I want you to, advertise on here. Absolutely. Use this forum. Okay. Okay. So we are going to be doing some, what is it called? Some stack and collage today. And we're going to kind of mix it up with some characters. And so I haven't actually done any stack and collage where, at least not that I can remember right now, but where I've stamped characters, die cut the characters, and brought them into the stack and collage. And so, as we go through the whole stack and collage and build on the product line, we're just, adding to it, what you can do with it. So we're gonna go ahead, overhead, and we're gonna talk about the bundle. So whenever we have a class coming up like this, we always put bundles out. There's, it's usually going to have 2 or 3 products on it. It's the things that I'm really going to feature on the project that I do live. So you have plenty of time to get your bundles, and the bundles are usually up there for about 2 weeks, and then they drop off. I think it's like I want to say the Saturday or Sunday after we do the live. So, and it looks like Linnea has linked it right there. So we're going to go overhead if Mr. Hunt will change the camera for us. Alrighty, we're going to zoom in a little bit. There we go. So this is the bundle, okay? So I don't know if you have seen the Swiss Family Robinson, but we're going to be playing with these. This was our very last Pocket Pals character set that we're going to be doing. And I love that we are rounding out that entire collection with the Swiss Family Robinson because they're absolutely darling. So cute. So this is really about, it's about togetherness, all right? This happens to be a, Swiss family, so it's a family, but it really is about togetherness. So, we're in this together, we're better together, and then, of course, we have inspirational, go get 'em tiger, because that works with the little tiger who is so doggone cute. And then we have all these adorable little characters. We've got little animals in here, of course, and these are typically going to be like your jungle animals. But then we have this little family that, all the little people in here, and they're, on, what is this? Is that an ostrich? Is that what those birds are? The really tall ones with the long legs that run super fast. That's an ostrich. We've got, she looks like she's doing laundry. These two look like they were fishing together. We've got turtles. We've got little monkeys that are swinging on vines, and the tiger. And I mean, they're just so darling. We've got parrots in here. Super cute, the little zebra. Anyway, I love them. There's 21 stamps in here in total, including these sentiments. And then we do have a die for every single item in this set, including the sentiments. And I thought that it would be really fun to pair this with the Adventure Awaits collage stamp set. You can see I've already loved on this one a little bit. So we're going to be playing with those. And before I go any further, I do want to remind you that in addition to the Swiss Family stamps here, we do have the tree house here, which I still have to actually do a live on. I haven't done a live yet on it with it, but we do have the tree house, which is, it's just darling. And of course we have the dies that go with that. And I want to show you very quickly, if you've forgotten, we have the little critters here, showing them in this tree house. Here we're showing the characters popped up on foam, all with just you know, hanging out, their little chores. We've got the little monkeys in here. This one we've painted up just the tree house, so it really stands out. And you can see all the little structures they have in there for their little home. And then here is another one. So they're absolutely gorgeous. Love, love, love. So, but I'm not actually working with the treehouse today. We're going to be playing with the family in a collage setting. So true to form, I've pulled a few more things that I might use. I grabbed my Tracks and Treads, number 2. I've got to find mine. I think number 1 is, I think I've already got that one filed away in one of my folders, and I just keep grabbing this one because it's on top of my desk, my craft space. So I'm thinking I might be playing with this, adding this to whatever I do. I thought it'd be fun to maybe see if I could add our quilted plaid. I love this. I don't know if you guys have used this yet, if you have this one. But it's a texture. It adds a beautiful plaid texture, and we're going to play with that. It's a really great way to have a background in seconds. And then I thought that it might be fun to play with our arches dies and see if I can do something with that to kind of create a little bit of a frame or just kind of a focal point and bring that in. So we're going to see how it works. But to get us started, we're going to stamp some characters, and I've got to do some coloring. So I have grabbed a handful, well, maybe 2 hands full of markers. Oh my gosh. I grabbed all these. I don't know what I'm going to use, but I literally just, I literally went into my little Copic drawer and I just thought, what colors might I use? So I grabbed a bunch of colors, and typically I'll have like 2 or 3 consecutive colors. So it might be like, you know, the lighter version and like a medium version of the blues, maybe 3 of the greens, light, medium, and dark, and so on. So that's just kind of what I did. And so I'm going to set those, well, I can't put them up there. They're going to roll into me. Okay, so that's what I have. Right now we're going to stamp. So I'm going to set my dies aside, and we're going to get stamping. Hello, Jean. Oh, Gail wants me to use the tiger. Okay, I will use the tiger. All right, so let's go ahead. I haven't actually stamped with these yet. So we're just going to start playing. So we're going to start with the tiger. Let me just peel these off. Now, I haven't stamped with these at all yet. So I'm going to start with this little tiger. And I am going to stamp these one at a time. They're brand new. You know, and sometimes when you're stamping a whole bunch of stamps, some might be a tiny bit higher or lower than others, and it just doesn't always stamp perfectly. I am going to stamp everything in my Raven hybrid ink. So I'm just brushing this off with my thumb, just wiping it to get any extra oils off of it from the manufacturing process, as well as, you know, any extra little bits of polymer that might be on there. This is my Stampendable. Now, because these are brand new, it's possible I might have to stamp them twice. That one actually stamped pretty well, but I'm going to do it one more time just so it's a little more crisp. Look at that. He's so pretty. All right, we're going to give this a little clean, a little dabble-do-ya. Now, hybrid inks do have a permanent quality to them. It's a mixed, has a mix of properties, if you will, between a pigment and a dye ink. So one of those is that it does have a permanent quality. So even though I'm cleaning it, it is going to leave a little bit of color behind on your, on your stamp, and that's fine. I actually prefer it, to be honest with you, because when it's perfectly clear, it's hard to see where the lines are. Okay, so I'm just going to give this a rub. Now, you don't have to do that every time, really just do that your first time. And I know some people will take like erasers to it, and you know, however it is you want to do it. I find that it's just really easy for me to rub my thumb over it, and it does the job. That one stamped beautifully. I'm not going to do that one a second time. Now I do want to mention, I've been trying to remember to mention this every time that I'm working with our Extreme Clean. This is a dauber. Okay, so make sure you dab with it. Don't be rubbing with it. If you're rubbing with it, you could end up pulling that little bit of material out of place. Okay, let's see, who else do we have in here? I'm gonna work with this little ostrich maybe. Now, I'm gonna color up a bunch of these. We'll see what I actually end up using. I'm gonna leave some space between them so I have plenty of room for die cutting. Always have to remember that, you know, your dies need space for the edges of their metal. There we go. Looks gorgeous. Now, what you could do if you want, you know, you could, when you sit down to do this, you could actually just stamp all of these out at one time. Not, you know, like get them all stamped and get them all colored up and cut out, and then you'll just have them for when you need them if you want. I think I'm going to use this little monkey. That little monkey, and then I'm going to grab this little guy with the watering pails. Pails? Pals? Pails? I guess it's pails. And then how about this little parrot. Now these are really small, so I am going to stamp all three of these together. Let me just wipe each of these. There we go. Looks good. Okay. Some of that cleaner on there. Now it's important that you clean your stamps for a number of reasons. You know, you don't want to leave the ink sitting on there. I don't think it's very good for your stamps to leave that sitting on there, but also you know, I like it to be clean for the next time that I go to use it. So if I clean it after each use, I know it's ready for me for the next time. Now I'm going to see if there's any others that I might want to use. So we have him. We've got the tiger. All right, I think that's, you know what, I'm going to do one more bird up here. This one's in flight. So let's do that one. Again, I may not use it, but at least I'll have it colored up and ready to go. Hello, Andrea. Looks like Lisa Lucas is joining us from Dayton. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, so we're all done here. I am going to clean this up real quick just to get any excess ink off of it. I'm just blotting it. All right. And put my raven over there. Let's see. Somewhere, here it is. You know I lose these all the time. Raise your hand if you lose this all the time. Drives me nuts. That's why I like to have these. I like to have it in my little pockets and dividers. And I have not had enough time to spend organizing like I should. Ah, I didn't put it on straight, so it's not fitting in the bag. So, you know, that's a real pain in the butt, too. If I had it in my divider already, I wouldn't have to deal with that.
You'd be home already?
I'd be home already. That's right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just kind of start coloring some of these up. And I think I'm going to start with that little guy. I'm going to start like in the order I think that I stamped them because this one's going to be the most dry. So remember when I said we've got a what is that? Hold on a minute, I'm getting my, we have a mixture, a combination of properties where we have the, some of the properties of a pigment, both a pigment and a dye ink when it comes to the hybrids. And one of those is that it dries, it has a little bit longer dry time. So what am I using? This is a Y23. I'm going to go ahead and just gently dot in, if you will, some of my yellow. This is kind of a golden yellow. I think it's really pretty. And I'm leaving a little bit of a really light area. I'm just going to get it all done in yellow. I like having a base color. And I tend to color light to dark most of the time. So we're just going to give him a base coat all around. Try not to get it on those little flowers that are there. He's got like a little lei around his neck, which is super darling. I'm going to go up to a little bit of a brighter with my Y15 because I think it'll be really kind of pretty up under the orange that I'm going to add in. Gives me a nice little base, but I'm going to leave that little face lighter. And kind of come up from the bottom. So cute. Oh, what color was that? That was Y15. Now this one is Y38. So you can see it's like a kind of a brighter orange. So I'm going to come in here just a tiny little bit, maybe up under that tail. And just kind of go under the belly a bit. Maybe in the back of his little feet. Leave some little highlights up under his belly. Up on those little stripes. So, so cute. Maybe show off those stripes on his head. But I'm going to leave his face a little bit brighter, like there's light on it. So cute. And now YR04, over here you can see how much darker it is. I'm just going to do that real shallow up in the darkest areas. Just to really say, yep, we've got orange on this little guy. I love these. People think that, I think people generally tend to think that because the images are smaller, they're going to be harder to color. But the reality of the situation is that because they're so much smaller, you don't have to add as much color. So they're actually easier to color. How cute is that? And how quick. How's he look? You like him? I'm going to blend that orange just a tiny bit on his face. There we go. But I'm not going to blend anything else because I think he looks really cute. Look how darling he is. How long did that take? A couple of minutes? Not a big deal. Now I'm going to go on to the grays. And I've even grabbed a little bit of a pink here. So what brand of pens? Christina's asking. I'm using Copics. These are Copic markers. These are alcohol markers. And I should probably tell you, the paper that I'm using is Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock. Hear that? This is a heavy weight. This is a cover weight. All right? You don't want the text weight. You want the cover weight. We do sell this in our store. Do we still have some of this in stock, Alan? The Neenah?
Yes, it's on demand.
It's on demand? What does that mean?
We can make it.
But it's still available in the store.
Oh, this isn't the watercolor, this is the Nina stuff?
This is the Nina.
Yeah, we have tons of that.
Okay, so yes, we do have the Nina. And so, anyway, it's fantastic with alcohol markers. I happen to be using Copic markers because I have a gazillion of them. And there's different ones. There's Olo markers and other things. So use what you have. Don't feel like you have to rush out and get Copic markers. If you have a different brand, I'm sure it's fine. And just find like colors, to do what I'm doing. But yeah, it's a beautiful, brilliant white, and I just love it. It's a wonderful cover weight. It's going to take a good amount of ink. You can see it has barely even started to bleed through here. But it's also sturdy enough to give your card and your characters some structure. It's wonderful. It's all that I use. I absolutely love it. It's my favorite. So we're going to be working with this little elephant here, and I thought it would be nice to have some cool grays. And in Copic lingo, a C means it's a cool gray. A cool gray has a blue undertone. Okay, so you've seen different shades of gray. There's a neutral gray that doesn't. It literally just has like a black undertone. It has no color to it. Cool gray has a blue undertone. A warm gray, or a W, is going to have a brown undertone. And so, I use different grays for different things. If I'm going to be working on, let's say, this little elephant, I want it to have more of a blue gray to it. That's why I chose a cool gray. If I'm coloring tires of a truck or a car, I'm going to use a neutral. If I'm aging something and then doing something, earthy and working with a lot of browns, I might use a warm gray, okay, to bring into the mix. But for our purposes right now, I'm going to use a cool gray. And like I said, I do like to color light to dark. Some people like to go dark to light. That's up to you. So here is my C1, which is the lightest that I'm going to be working with.
Did you see Mary Kay's
What?
question there?
For markers, do you want a smooth paper? I would say absolutely yes. For anything, I like a smooth paper. Even our watercolor paper. In our watercolor paper, I'm a watercolor artist, so I tested a gazillion different watercolor papers. My favorite for a long time to work with was Fabriano, but I wanted to have my own, and I didn't want to pay the Fabriano price because they're quite expensive. And so the watercolor paper that we have has a little bit of a tooth to it, but it does not have that bumpiness of a normal cold press. So yeah, even for the, I don't like there to be a lot of texture, and for this, I would say definitely smooth for working with markers. It just gives you, I don't know, I like the look of it much better. So I'm coming in here with a little bit of color, and I'm working my way up, just kind of feathering in some color here, away from the lines, touching down at the line. And here's another thing too, and I know it's turning out that I'm giving you a coloring lesson, but don't rotate your hand around. Okay, you're not going to get good lines if you rotate your hand. Rotate your image around, all right, because you want to have good natural strokes with your markers. And same thing with your pencils, and you're not going to get natural strokes if your hand is in an unnatural position. All right, so I'm going to leave it a little bit lighter in the center there. And we're going to end up building some of this color up too. So, you'll see you'll see it kind of layer up a bit. So I'm just going to be bringing in some color again. I like to touch down at the line, and then I'm going to be bringing in the color kind of toward the center a little bit. And I'm not worrying too much about the color at this point, and I'm just going to do this nice and light and easy. Just a tiny little bit of a flick. Get his little belly here. I'm going to avoid the ribbon that he's got around his neck there. He's all decorated. If you're comfortable enough to flick you know, in both directions with your markers, then by all means do so. Okay, so just a little bit of color there. And this right here also looks like it is some of that ribbon, and then I think this is the clothing and the legs of the little girl right there. So I have that tiny little bit of color there. Now I'm going to go up to the next color. Now I did not go, I do not have every single marker. So you'll notice that I alternate, or I skip a color, I skip a number. So I have a C1, a C3, and a C5. That's how I bought them. I bought every other one. So I actually bought a C, I have C0, 0, C1, C3, C5, 7, and 9. That's what I have. Because you don't need to have a C1, 2, and a 3. I can make a 2 by layering these together. Okay, so, you know, save yourself some money and don't buy every single, you know, color like that. So now I'm going to go to C3, and I'm going to start thinking about shading a little bit. And I'm just going to go into some of these areas where we might have a little bit of shadow, like for his little ear here on the other side of his head. I'm going to kind of come down just a tiny little bit on the underside here. And some of this is going to get blended in, so don't worry if you see strokes. I'm going to do a little bit of blending on it. Up under his little ear here, we're going to do a little bit as well. I'm going to have a tiny little bit right up here in the crease. And then just give a little bit of contour. You know, sometimes it's not shading. Sometimes it's just a little, just to enhance the contour of the shape. Just to kind of round it a tiny little bit. There we go. And I'm going to come up under here. There's always shadows from like this little bow. There's going to be shadow on the back of his leg here, the bottom of his foot. All right, on his little underbelly here. Okay, under his knee a tiny bit, under this knee a little bit there. We've got the back here. I like to get the bottom of the foot, or I guess the end of the foot. It's not the underside, but tiny little bit here where that bow is. All right. Maybe just a little bit under her. And then his little belly. I'm going to get the back of this leg. And now this one is bent, so we're going to get the bottom of that one as well as the back of it, just a tiny little bit here. All right, so just that little bit. And now I'm going to come in with C5, and I'm literally just going to dab. I'm not going to go over all those areas, but where I think it might be the darkest, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of color.
You can pull that closer to you.
Oh, sorry. My head getting in the way again?
Yeah, the Wookiee's back.
The Wookiee's back. So underneath here, under his little knee, little belly. So I'm not putting as much of this one down, just a tiny little bit, okay? And now I'm going to go back to my lightest color, which is my C1. And I'm literally just going to blend it up tiny little bit into the lightest area and just smooth out that transition very gently. And that's just going to kind of bring those together, that transition of color between the light and the dark. Just to soften it, tiny little bit. I don't touch down very heavily either. I do everything with a very light hand. This paper you're going to find too does a lot of the work for you in terms of blending with alcohol markers. It really is wonderful. There we go. There he is. How's he look? You like him? I think he looks great. Okay, nice and easy. Don't spend too much time on it. Okay, so next up, I'm going to go ahead and give this bow a little bit of color. Now I've got some RVs, which is, it's like a, I don't know, red violet, I guess you would call it. And so I'm just going to go over the entire bow here. There we go. In my lightest color. Alan is yawning. Am I boring you? And then, so that one was RV 11. RV 14 we've got here, or 14. And I'm going to bring this color in towards the center and leave some little highlighted areas. And then with my brightest, which is my 17, I'm literally just going to touch down just for some dark spots. And then I'm going to come back and blend that out a tiny little bit with the lightest color, just by bringing them together toward the center from both directions. There we go. And I do see where I went out of the line a little bit. So in order to fix that, I'm actually going to come in with one of my grays. So I'm going to use a C3, and I'm just going to put shadow right over it and just hide it. And nobody's going to know the difference. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out a little bit. Shadows can hide a lot of things. Okay, nobody will know the difference. There we go. So I'm going to get some skin tone on her. I'm going to do her very fair skin. So this is a YR00, kind of peachy. And I don't have to do a lot on her because she's so tiny. Just apply this to her face, all over. Get her little ear up there. I'm actually going to do them all while I have this out. And then let's get this one over here. Let's get their little hands. I think that's a hand, and that's a hand. That looks like a hand. Sometimes it's guesswork. What is that? And then E21, when I put that next to it, you can see is a little bit darker. So I'm going to give her just a tiny little bit of contour. So it just gives a little bit of light and dark around the face. So really, really easy. You don't even have to do that part if you don't want to. Oh, Sharon, I know I haven't seen that movie in a long time. This was Family Robinson. I really need to see it. It's been years. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's see. I'm going to do some hair on both of them. So let me get, I'm going to give her some blonde hair. So I'm going to go ahead. I like to repeat colors. And this one, she's going to have yellow hair because she's a blonde, but we're just going to go yellow. And so I'm going to go with the same yellow that I used. I'm going to make him a blonde too. And if you want to get all fancy and do all different colors, you know, shading and all that stuff, you can. And then I'm going to use E31 because it's just kind of a nice brown, but it's kind of like a sandy brown. So he's going to have like sandy brown hair. And leave it at that. Nice and easy. Go over it maybe a second time if you want, just to give some little shadowy areas or highs and lows. There we go. And I think I'm going to give her a pretty, a light pink dress. What pink is this? This is R30. That's kind of peachy pink. Let's give her just kind of a nice light pink dress. There we go. I think that's kind of pretty. How does this color look with it? It's actually, I don't like that together. Let's see. What else can we do in here? I want to do something with her hat that's maybe a little bit, I'm kind of trying to avoid doing brown, so, but I think I'm going to go with it anyway. So I'm going to give her a straw hat. So I'm going to go with, I've got an E31 here. You can see that. So I'm going to give her an E31 on her hat. There we go. And then just take it a little bit darker with an E43 kind of up underneath. To make that stand out a bit. All right, so let's see. Same colors I think I'm going to use on the monkey. I think it'll be really cute. So an E31, you know, let me look in my little colors here and see what else I have. Trying to find another color for this little monkey. Try these two. Let's see what I've got here. Ooh, I like that. That's E33. That's a little bit darker. E35. I think we're going to use those on the monkey. First, I'm going to start light with my E31. So again, I've got 3 colors going on with this monkey. I do want to do his face light as well. So with his face, I'm going to do E21 on his little face. I don't want to lose the features of his face. So maybe do his little hands light and his little feet lighter. Okay. And then this is 31. I might even leave his little belly lighter too. Literally just going to loop that around. I'm going to do his little belly lighter too. I think it'll be cute. Okay, and then this is 33. I'm just going to kind of add a little bit of caramel to him this way. Maybe get the little top of his head. So cute. And then 35 is even darker. So we're just going to use that sparingly. He's darling. And then I'm going to come in with 21 to just kind of blend a bit and not make anything darker. How's that for a little monkey? You know what, Alan, we do. I think Sharon's right. We need to watch the movie again. It'll be super, super cute. Okay. I'm going to move on to this beautiful little bird right over here. And I think I'm going to give him a beautiful blue tail. And onto his body here, maybe a pretty blue. What other colors do I have? Let's put some yellow on him. And we're just making up a bird.
It's not a blue jay then.
No, it's not a blue jay. Some bright, brilliant yellow there. And then maybe, what does this pink look like? That's kind of pretty.
That's an interesting bird.
Well, it's in the jungle. So it can be any kind of color I want it to be, right? Because there's so many beautiful, brilliant colored birds in the jungle. So why not? That's kind of cool. Let's see. Let's pull this in. What is this? RV17. I'm literally just playing. Maybe get a little bit of a... There we go. Variation of pink in there too. That looks kind of cool. Just playing. It's some sort of a parrot. We're going to go with parrot. I think it looks cool. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with this one here, where the body, the face here, and the tail. So it's the same kind of bird in the blue. And the top of the wing is yellow up here. And then the rest of the wing is pink. And we'll do a little bit there. And I'm going to go into the darker blue and just give him a little bit of variation of color. Look how cute. So there's my two parrots. So yes, Mary Kay, it is an ostrich right here. I got to figure out, huh?
Are we sure?
I think it is. Yeah, I think so. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put these same colors, I think, that we have here on the bird. I'm going to mimic that right here on the flowers here. I think I'm going to go pink. Blue. Yellow. That yellow doesn't really show up very well, does it? But then we're going to go back to pink here. And then maybe a little more blue right here. Very cute. All dressed up. All right, let's see. I'm still not crazy about this here, so I need to add another little pink to her. I don't like the color there. It's just not enough. It was R30, I think, that I used. So this is R22. We're going to liven this up a bit. Just so she's got a little bit of, so it doesn't look quite so flat. There we go. Just that little bit makes a difference. It makes it stand out a little bit more. All right, so what else do we have? We've got these guys to do. I'm going to give this guy here the same blue in his shirt. I do like repeating colors because then it all goes together. What do we have here? Let me see. This, what in the world? Oh, this is his pants here. Oh, I see. I'm looking at this wrong. I'm looking at it wrong. Okay, those are his pants. So, you know what? I'm going to give him gray pants because I can go over what I just did there in gray. So, let me see what I'm doing. Let me make sure. Yep, that's his pants. Right there. And here. Okay. Those are pants. So we've got those in gray. We've got his skin is actually right here and here, and his little foot there. And then the blue, his sleeves are rolled up right here. And this is shirt. And here is shirt. And here. Okay. Wow. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But I think I got it figured out. There we go. Okay. Darken his little cuff. There we go. Let's see. Next we've got this bird. I'm going to do the legs on the bird in the E21. I'm going to quickly add color so I can define it here with the flowers. Darker blue. I went a little dark on that one. I would have been happier with the lighter one, but what are you going to do? Now this is the darker pink. There we go. Blue. All right. And then let's go to the light color on the face. There we go. Actually, I'm going to do the light everywhere, and then I'm going to come over it with some browns. This is at least going to define it for me. And then that is like, I don't know what you call it, a leash or something it looks like to hold on to. Let's see, what do I have here? 31. And then up underneath here, maybe a little bit up in here. And then how about some 33? I don't even know what color these actually are, but if I remember correctly, I'm trying to envision, believe it or not, the Tarzan movie. And I think they were not these colors, but these are what I have on hand. So we're going to go with it. I think I'm going to add a little bit of gray to it. The C3. just to kind of deepen it a bit. There we go. I'm going to leave that like that. I think we can tell what it is. I actually think it looks kind of cool. Okay, so next up, I've got to do these little water pails here. And then let's go in here. These little water pails. Now this is just my C's, so that was C1. I'm just going to do a little bit of contouring around C3 just to make it look a little bit rounded. And then back to C1 just a little bit to kind of blend that out. And I think I'm going to go into C5, a very tiny, just a little dab will do ya on each of those little edges. There you go. Now I do kind of want to put a little bit of water maybe in the pail. And so I've got a B00, which is very, very light. Just to put a tiny little bit, make it look like there's maybe some in there. I'm not even sure if that shows. It might be too tiny. Actually, is my marker dry? Oh, yikes, my marker's dry. All right, set that aside. I got to refill that marker. Here's a B01. There we go. This will show more anyway. There, now it looks like there's a little bit of water in there. Very cute. Now let's get some clothes on him. You know what I should put on him is green. I haven't used any green yet. Let's put him in, Let me get rid of my pinks and all of this stuff. Got too many colors up here. Okay. I'm going to go back to yellows. So I'm going to give him, I'm going to put him in yellow and green. He's not like the most, he's not a fashionista.
Mr. Green Jeans.
Yeah. He's a kid, right? So he's kind of got this golden color, and then we'll put him in some green pants. And then, of course, bare feet, because I'm going to put him in a green shirt, too, because it's kind of small. And we'll put him in bare feet, because he's on an island. And, you know, he's on an island, so he doesn't have to worry about ramming his feet into the leg of the sofa like I did. Yes, I actually did that. I wear slippers all the time. I don't like wearing shoes and socks. I just don't like it. I like being barefoot. But for some reason, for a couple of days, I was daring, and I did not, and I was just barefoot, and this just happened. I ran my foot so hard into the sofa, into the base of the sofa. I actually broke my toe. I can laugh about it now. At the time, I couldn't make a sound. I was in so much pain. So now part of my foot is just black and blue. You guys really wanted to know that, didn't you? It's 8 o'clock already. I haven't even started the card. We are going to be late today.
Watching the clock.
Alan's watching the clock. We're going to be late today. I'm going to make an announcement. Sorry. We're having fun. At least I am. I hope you guys are too. All right, let's see if I can find everybody in here. This, I think, is the monkey with his arms up. Right here. I need the little boy that has the pail. And then I need these little birds. So, let's see. Here is the bird. All right, let's get this off of here. Oh, geez. Is my time up, Alan?
I don't know if yours is or not, but mine is.
It's upside down. Ah! There we go. This bird goes here. And I need to find the boy with the pail. I think he's right here. Yes. Okay, so we're going to get these taped on. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Chauncey. We are going to go over today. I'm so sorry, but I'm just kind of enjoying crafting. And sometimes when you're enjoying yourself, you get, you kind of lose track of time. So we're going to go a little over today, and I hope that's all right. There we go. I'm going to connect these two so I have two pieces of tape holding my elephant. Now you can look through your dies to make sure you've got them lined up properly. Look through those little holes that we leave you to make sure everybody's lining up right. Okay. There we go. I like to have the tape touch more than one because it gives it more stability. And I know that it drives some people nuts that I use so much tape, but I like to make sure that I don't ruin my images. You know, if you don't put enough tape and they, you know, somehow move or slide or something when you're die cutting, then you have to start them over again, and I don't want to start them over again. I would rather use extra tape. There we go. So I do like to put the blade side down. It's going to save your dies, I'm sorry, your cutting plates. Running this through my die cutting machine, which is just off to the side of me a little bit. There we go. And now here we go. These beautiful little images, little characters. I'm going to take the time to clean some of this up later when we're off camera. So right now I'm just going to pop my characters out the back, and then I'll deal with cleaning this up later. You guys don't have to watch me do that. So I popped all the characters out. I'll set that aside for now. So here's all my little characters. I don't know if I'm going to use all of them, but we'll see. All right, so for now I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to set these dies aside so I can clean that up later too. So now something I did ahead of time, I had my quilted plaid die here, and I knew that I was going to be using these beautiful blues here. And so I just pulled out a cardstock that, you know, looked like it was going to look nice with it. And I ran this die, and let me pull this die out. The die is literally, it's cutting blades, this whole thing. If you run your hand over here, you can actually cut yourself, all right? It's not going to cut, it's going to cut into the paper. So this is where we start, and this is where we ended up. See how beautiful that is? It actually cuts all the way through, but it cuts this beautiful pattern. Isn't that lovely? I love this pattern. It's so gorgeous. So I'm not going to die cut that again, all right, because I already did it, and that'll save us a little bit of time tonight. But that is that gorgeous quilted plaid. So I'm planning on using that. We'll see if I end up using it. What is next? Let's see. Oh, I know what's next. Let's start thinking. I want to kind of plan this out. I want to make sure I do this in a way that is going to work nicely. So let's see. I'm going to die cut one more thing, but I'm going to trim this down just a little bit so that I have a little bit of an edge. Right now this is an A2 size, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to trim 1/4 of an inch off of both sides, off of 2 sides. So it ends up being 4 by 5 1/4. All right. That way, when I put it on my card here, it's going to have a little bit of a lip to it, a frame to it, like so. All right. And now I want to see how that, I think, is going to look actually nice. That's a good size for that arch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of Nina Classic Crest in with this arch. And then I'm going to start with my collage stamping from there. Okay. What?
You got that?
Yeah, I can do this. So I'm just going to angle it. It's easier. It goes through easier when it's a little bit angled rather than having, you know, like, actually, since I have the oval here, it's not a big deal. But if I did it this way, you want to angle it because when you have a long, flat edge like that, it gives it like a big speed bump to go over. So it goes through much more smooth if you angle that. Okay. So that was the second largest of the dies that I used. Now we do have the stencils back here too, these beautiful spotlight stencils. And there's a stencil that fits each one of these arches if you wanted to kind of shadow them and color them in and, you know, give them beautiful background colors and layer them up and stuff. They work absolutely brilliantly. I don't think I'm going to use that. No, I'm not. I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try not to add more time. So I'm already late. But I do want to pop these in here so that I don't forget them, or so I don't lose them, I should say. All right. So just set this aside. And now I'm going to grab my stamps and we're going to collage a little bit. And kind of what I'm thinking is I'm thinking of having a little bit, I want to have like a little bit of a scene and some texture in here. I'm not exactly sure how it's all going to go yet because I haven't actually planned anything. So that is kind of big. But that I could actually, I'm looking at this piece here. I could actually, let me see how many characters I can even fit. See, this is where I'm not sure of what I'm gonna even going to be able to fit on here. So I may have to save him. I kind of want to use the ostrich. Or maybe I don't use him. Maybe I use these guys. And they're kind of like marching. And then he is here. Like they're coming over to get something to eat. That's super cute. Maybe I don't even use the elephant. How did I lose one of my birds? I had the other bird. Where'd he go? Seriously, how did I lose a bird? I don't know what I did with it. Oh, he's right here. He's blending in with my mat. Let's see. He looks like he's running, like he's like jumping up in the air. I kind of like that. And then I could, all right, so we're going to play with that a little bit. So I'm kind of getting a feel for what I can do. So I'm going to, I think I'm going to first use this line. Let's get my little magnet out here. Okay, so I'm going to use one of my magnets that comes with my mat because I want to line this up so that it's straight. I'm trying not to put my head over it. I got to move this down here so I can move my head over it and not have my head in the camera. All right, I'm going to grab my gray and ink this up. Now this is called alloy. I don't really care if it's perfect. But I do want to give it a moment to kind of soak in. Sorry, I'm just sliding it all over the place right now. So that gives me like a little foundation. Now remember, this is stack and collage. None of this has to be perfect, okay? Just having fun and playing. I'm going to take this other piece here. And I'm going to ink that up a tiny bit too. A little bit of texture. How about a little bit more? Offset it a bit so we overlap a bit. So it's just kind of fun. Let's see. I have a couple of other colors in here. I'm going to get a big word in here now. So the big word that I want to use is going to come from here. And I think we're going to do adventure. I like the idea of wild. What a day. That's kind of cute too, though. And see, wild, what a day could look really cute with that. And that. And put him in between. That's actually kind of cute for wild, what a day. You know, I think that's what I'm going to do, and then I'll have the birds up in the sky. Okay, sorry. I'm playing. This is how it works. All right, so wild is kind of thick. So wild, I think I'm going to do in my Misty. And I think I'm going to do that in black. Like right here. Wild. And so the whole idea with stacking and collaging is creating these little scenes and here it is. Little collages of images and sentiments that kind of center around a theme. Look at the texture in that font. I love that. It's so cool. Did you notice the texture in this stamp here? I don't want you to think that it's got a problem. We actually have texture in the font, which is really fun. I'm going to do what a day because I really like that what a day. And I'm going to add some fun color to it. Okay, so I'm going to bring some pink in to the what a day. So the pink that I'm using is Fandango. I could just do this with my black, but I already have this in here, so I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to ink that one more time. What a day. That looks so cute. What else is in here? Where to next? Look at the camera. That is super cute. I love the camera. All right, I'm going to get this out of here. Because when I collage, I generally like to use I like to use a stamping block. I feel like I need another color. So I'm trying to think of what color. I've got this beautiful blue here. Let's go ahead and see if that's going to be dark enough in the camera. I don't think that is dark enough. You know what I'll do? I will pull out another blue. What do you know? So I'm going to pull Dark Wash Jeans. I'm going to use that one. So it's always good to have a little scrap next to you here. Look how great that looks. So I'm going to bring that camera in. Right here. That's just fun. Look at that cute camera. Love it. I'm going to have my characters. I want to have some texture behind them too. So I'm trying to think. You know what I want you to grab, Alan? I kind of want you to grab my Texturize It stamp.
Where's that?
I think it's right over there.
Yes. This one?
Okay.
The original?
Yep, it's my Texturize It stamp. So we're going to play with this. And yes, you are right, Sue. It is very fun to do collaging. So in here, look at this texture. That is so fun. I'm going to put my little camera back. And I think I'm going to do this texture in that lighter blue because I think it's going to fade away. And see how it's not real, I don't know if you can even see it, but I can.
You can't see it on camera.
You can't see it on camera?
No.
How about if I do it a third time?
No.
Well, it's there, I promise you. There you go. Now you can see that little bit of texture. It's just adding a little something back there. Interest. It's not words, it's not lines, it's just, I don't know, literally texture. But I like having that blue in there because we have the blue in the character, and I think in their what they're wearing, and I think that that's fun. Let's see. What is this? There's another little texture I'm going to bring in. Just like right in here. I think it'll be fun with a little bit of black. Okay, so it's just something fun, interest. So again, this is another one from Texturize It. All of these little stack and collage things are like the coolest things you could possibly use. They're so, so fun. All right, I'm going to set this one aside again. Now, let me come back to here. Let's see. Breathe it all in, sit and enjoy, capture the moment. Wanderer, that's fun. All right, so if I've got my little characters, let me get my foam. And I'm going to start popping them up on some foam, my little characters, just so I can see how they're going to look. Everybody gets a little bit of foam. This also makes it easier for you to kind of, grab them to move them around if you have the foam on there already when you're kind of laying it out, because you can get your hands underneath it. Is this what I said I was going to do?
I don't think so.
No? I think it was, wasn't it?
I thought it was an elephant on the right.
Wild?
Yes.
Is that what it was?
I don't think the lion's in there, or whatever that is, tiger.
Really? I didn't use them? How did I forget already?
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's say I'm wrong. That's the way I thought you were doing it,
And put him in there too?
if you have to.
Okay. And I was kind of thinking it would be cute to have like this little guy hanging
On the W
from the W.
or the L.
I just thought it'd be fun. Have him hanging here on the W. Oh, and then I need to get these birds up in the air, and then I kind of want to have, what can I put up in the air? I've got birds that are going to go up in there. Let's wander around together. That's kind of cute. Let me go back to here. I don't know if I want to put anything up in the sky. That's where I'm kind of like stuck. Oh, I like those little arrows. I'm going to use an arrow. Oh, I know what I want to do. All right, so I'm going to use a little arrow because I want to get some more pink in here. And I'm going to put an arrow here. That's kind of cute. I'm ending up with such a mess on my desk. I think this goes here. And then put one of these on. That blue's going to be awfully dark, so I'm going to go. Actually, I think I can use this blue. Can you see that little bit there? There you go.
I can see it on the monitor.
Just a little something. It's just very faint because that's, it's just kind of fun to have that. I know you're thinking I'm adding so much stuff, but I like this one here too. I like all the little textures. Stack collage, just gentle. So like this. Can I do it again? Ooh, I like a second generation. So 1 and then 2. Look how pretty that is. Cute. So second generation means you stamp off once, so you get rid of some of the ink. All right. Okay, now these little arrows here, I'm going to do that in blue as well. Right here. Just a little something. And then right here. All right. I'm kind of thinking I might put a little something there, but anyway, I think what I'm going to end up doing, if I can find these, I think I want to stamp some little leaves up here. And so I think I'm going to need a green. So I'm going to get rid of, I'm going to move my inks out of my way. And I'm going to grab, what color of green do I want? Ooh, I'm missing some of them. Because I took them to trade show. I don't have them. They're still packed away. We're going to go with this green, I think, here. This one and this one. So I've got two greens. So I have Prickly Pear Perfection and Olive Branch. And I have a little leaf in here. I'm not going to be coloring it in. I just think that it'll be fun to have some little leaves. Boy, I'm going to have a mess to clean. That's always fun. So this gives me a little something across the top when I feel like I don't have enough. Okay. So that's kind of cute. Now let's go in with some darker. I'm not going to color these in because I think it'll get too heavy. And just kind of overlap them a little bit. Kind of cute. Let's do a little edge here. So we're not necessarily ending exactly the same. There we go. So it kind of does a canopy, if you will. All right, I am just got a whole mess of stuff. So much that I can't find my card base. Here we go. Let's get this out of here. Scissors out of here. Foam. Where's my foam? Here it is. Okay. Anybody still with us? After all of this, I'm going to pop these up on foam so that we have some really nice dimension. Let me move these to the other side. Yes, that's anal retentive. They all have to be on the same side. I can't function properly if they're not. Ooh, that was a very close cut there. I'm actually sure. Nope, I got it. I thought maybe I went too far. That one's too far. So I'll just lift it up, cut the corner, and I'm going to save that little bit because that'll go behind a character somewhere. Okay, make sure this is opening in the right direction. And I would say stick around because this is going to be the giveaway. Haha. So stick around. You don't want to miss out on the giveaway. You do have to be present to win. Is that centered? I think it is. Looks good. We're almost done. Thank you, everybody. You're still here.
Geez, we should give one to everybody.
Yes, we should do a participation trophy. Anybody who's still here. And then I'm going to have this one here. I'm not going to press it down because I'm going to make sure I have enough space for everything. I don't want them really crowded, and I can hang them off the edge a tiny little bit, so that's okay. So he is running here. And then I'm going to have him here next to, like in between them. Come on, you. And then, there we go. How cute. We're going to hang this little guy from here. He's swinging down. Oh, I got to get my little birds. My little birds need some, where'd my scissors go? Turn the birds over. Sometimes these little pieces are so teeny tiny. There we go. Where is this guy going to be perched? I'm going to put him right there on the wild. He looks kind of cool. And then this guy is kind of swooping in. How's that? And the only one we didn't use was him. So we're going to have to use him somewhere else on another card. How cute. That was fun. Do you like it? I think it's fun. Okay, so for those of you that are here, this is going to be the giveaway right here. We're going to be giving away the quilted plaid die. So if you let us know you're here, you have to give us some sort of a, we're not going to be looking back through all of the previous comments. We need to know you're here now because you have to be present to win. So put something out there. Thank you, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and switch the camera, Alan. All right, very good. Sorry, I know we're running so late, but I hope it was worth it. I think it's really cute. Really fun. Oh, you're right. He could go on the inside. I love that idea. Mary Kay said he can go. You know what? That's what I'll do. I can stamp another little texture in here, and I can pop him on the inside. I love that idea. I love that idea. Okay, so thank you, everybody. I love your comments. So this is what we're going to be giving away. This amazing quilted plaid, so you can make your very own easy textured backgrounds, just like I did on this one. So, Mr. Hunt, I need a name.
You're making it hard on me here. Okay, I have 2 names for you.
2?
Yes.
Oh, we're giving away 2.
Because it's Carletta Morris's birthday.
Carletta Morris, it's your birthday, so happy birthday. You're one of tonight's winners.
And Barbara Kahn.
And Barbara Kahn, or Cohn, K-O-H-N. Barbara, you are also a winner, so we're giving away 2 of these tonight. Ladies, both, if you will send us an email to customerservice@ldrscreative.com, letting us know that you won tonight. We're going to need your name, we're going to need your mailing address, and we're going to get your quilted plaid die shipped out to you right away. Thank you everybody so much for joining us tonight. Thank you for sticking around an extra half an hour. I do appreciate it. I hope you liked the card. I think it was really fun. I think it was really fun to kind of expand on what we do with collage stamping, because it really is one of those things that's just kind of grown, and it's just become so interesting in how we can use mix and match products across all the different types of products that we have. So I love it. I think they're so fun. I hope you enjoyed it. So have a fantastic evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Don't forget to come back this time, well, 7 p.m. next Thursday, because I'm going to take you through the entire new collection. Oh, and a little sneak peek, starting Saturday morning, we have a big sale that's going to be starting. And it's going to run up until the 21st at midnight, because we're clearing the way for the new collection. So it's going to be a really good sale. So you don't want to miss that. If you don't already subscribe to our email list, please go to our website and do so that you get those announcements. There's going to be an announcement going out, and it's going to have links for you, and you don't want to miss that. So everybody, again, have a wonderful evening. If you haven't already done so, I would really love it if you would, click like, give us a like on this video if you enjoyed this evening. I'll see you next week. Have a great